Hello and thanks for watching. Today we're sitting at 5 Romeo 4, Foley Municipal Airport. We're going to be flying south on a heading of 180. Today the winds are 140 at 7 knots. Our altimeter is 30.09, dew point 59 degrees, and temperature is a balmy 66. We'll be cruising at 1,200 feet. So our wind speed should remain the same, and everything should pretty much stay the same. We're going to fly south. We're going to cruise down the beach, turn back at Perdido Point, and enter a left downwind pattern, runway 27 or runway 09 at Jack Edwards. We'll go through our startup procedure. We're using Weather Force by Rex. It is injecting live weather data into our flight simulator here, so you might want to check that out. Alright, so we've been pushed back. We're going to go ahead through our startup procedure. This is a simulator startup procedure. This is not for real world application, although it is very similar. First we'll make sure our fuel valve is on. Parking brake is set. We'll go ahead and pull our mixture all the way back. It's warm today, so we won't need our fuel pump. We'll go ahead and turn our battery on. Turn our beacon lights on and our strobe lights on and let everybody know we're fixing to start this engine. We're going to turn the key to start, and we're going to push in on the mixture control. We'll just choke it start. So let's get started. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn our alternator on and our avionics. Turn our taxi lights on and our nav lights on. We won't be needing our pitot heat today. Go ahead and set up our G1000. Alright, like I said, we're going to be cruising at an altitude of 1,200 feet today. So we'll go ahead and set our autopilot. That way if we want to look outside and enjoy our views for a little bit, we can just turn on the autopilot and let it do the flying for us. We're going to set our flight level change mode to 74 knots, which is a good climb speed for this aircraft. Go ahead and set our nav mode on. But the autopilot's off, but now we have a flight director to get us on path. Go over here to our G1000 navigation. We know where this airport is, but we're going to go ahead and show you how to set one up. So say we haven't filed a flight plan in the simulator, and we want to make a makeshift flight plan. What we're going to be doing today, we just want to know. We want to set it that we are going to KJKA. So we'll click this button right here. Kilo, Juliet, Kilo, Alpha. Yep, Jack Edwards. Go Shores, Alabama. Go ahead and click enter and activate it. Alright. Now we don't have to stick to that path, but if we were on our navigation system, that path would be there. Alright, so we won't initiate that till we hit altitude, till we get ready to come in for our final. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and set our heading bug up when we get to the runway, and we'll just fly using our heading bug till we get ready to initiate vectors to final. Alright. Looks like everything's everything. Go ahead and release our parking brake. Let's set this to on and move it off. Turn our parking brake off. You can tell by our weather vane here that we need to be taking off from the north end of the runway on runway 18. You know what we didn't do? It's good that we caught this now. We did not set our altimeter. We're at 30.09 inches. And wind direction is 140. 5 Romeo 4 has one runway, runway 18, runway 36. So we'll be taking off runway 18 with a 7 knot varied off the nose crosswind, which isn't nothing. So we'll take it, get a little extra lift. So we'll go ahead and set our altimeter up right here to 30.09. And that's right about perfect. Alright, so now we're good to go. Let's get started. We're going to be doing a flaps up takeoff today. We got 3,600 feet of runway. The Cessna 172 only requires about 2,000 foot of runway. There won't be any need to adjust our mixture today because we'll only be flying at 1,200 feet. Go ahead and turn here. We don't need that much runway to take off. All right. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to turn our landing lights on, our taxi lights off. Ensure that we got no traffic coming in. Everything looks good. We'll go ahead and line up on the runway. Alright, flaps up, everything's looking good. Let's do a run up. Check our magnetos, engine drop. If it shuts off on us. Alright, she's still running. We're going to release our parking brake, set our altimeter bug. We're clear for takeoff. 25 knots, rotate. We want to try to keep a climb speed of 74 knots, which is our best climb speed. Off the throttle, help get that nose back down there. Go ahead and set our autopilot. Go ahead and set our throttle back to about 2,500 RPM. Give it a little mixture. All right. That's the Riviera outlet mall we're looking at over there. Bounce Secure Bay. Off to our right. We'll go ahead and fly directly over Oyster Bay till we reach the shoreline. I'm going to turn back to a heading of 270 or 090. So we're cruising at a ground speed of a true airspeed of about 116 knots. Below us is Secure River, Secure Bay. A lot of shrimp boats come out of here. Over to my right, you'll see Secure Fisheries. What we're looking at there is the entrance to Mobile Bay in the Fort Morgan Peninsula. In front of us, we've got Oyster Bay. And you'll also see the Intercoastal Waterway. That's the canal that runs down the backside of Gulf Shores. Now we're coming up on West Beach. Go ahead and turn, fly down the beach here. We'll go ahead and get out of the water a little bit. Come to a heading of 180. Go ahead and turn back towards the east. That's the back bay right there. Right there, I believe, is where 59 hits the beach. This is Lake Shelby we're looking at right here. There's the airport off in the distance over there. I don't know if we can see it from here. Right here is our airport. There's the beacon at the Foley Airport. We got Lake Shelby here. This is the Gulf State Park right here. Alright, and what you're looking at here is the entrance to Perdido Bay. This is Orange Beach. And that island right there in front of me is Ono Island. Alright, so we're at the entrance to Perdido Bay. We're going to go ahead and turn left to a heading 365. Or 360, I'm sorry. 365. What we're going to do, we're going to enter the pattern left downwind approach to runway 09. As we can see, winds coming out of the southeast. Go ahead and turn left to heading 270. Now, we can go here to procedures. We can select an approach, visual 9. Straight in. Activate that. Okay, now we're still flying on a heading, but we see we need to be at 447 feet when we get for the straight in approach marker on our GPS. So we're going to go ahead and start dropping altitude and slowing down when we get up here by the runway. We'll enter the pattern. We'll lower our altitude to about 500 feet. Start easing off that power. We're going to turn our flight level change. Go ahead and set that up for 80 knots. Go ahead and give it a notch of flaps. Airport's right there.
500.
Yeah. So we want to maintain our pattern around 75 to 80 knots. You have to play with the power right where you want it. Our approach should be at 74 knots, and then our touchdown speed should be around 62, 63 knots. So I'm fixing to show you one of the most amazing things about the G1000 100 NXI. We're going to go back to procedures. I'm going to go ahead and activate vector to final. Once we pass the final point. Or we're going to go activate approach. We've already got the approach lined up, so hit enter. Nav. And we'll go ahead and set that to vertical navigation. Turn our altimeter all the way down. So the G1000 is flying the plane right now, and it's going to detect in the flight plan we need to start dropping altitude. Now you can see I'm picking up a glide scope here, but I'm not picking up a glide scope. This is where the flight plan is telling me my altitude needs to be at the current time. So we should be lined up with runway 09, and we are. Now I'm not going to turn this off until I can click the approach and then turn my autopilot off, so I still have the flight director. We're going to hit approach, turn the autopilot off. As you can see, go ahead and start slowing down. We're going a little fast here. That's okay. As you can see, my flight director is showing me the exact path I need to take and the rate of descent and the angle of attack that I need to be using to make this landing correctly. You don't want to stall. Go ahead and exit the runway. We've landed at JFK, or JKA. Jack Edwards Airport. And taxi over here to the parking. It helps to know the airports you're landing at and where you're taking off from. I can't stress how important it is to fly your local airports first. Alright, we've been told that runway 35 and runway 17 is inactive today, so we're just going to go ahead and cross. Go ahead and put our flaps up. Alright. Set our parking brake. Go ahead and turn our lights off. Pull the choke. And there you have it. So this has been an easy little flight that you can practice, a beginner flight. The call sign, the ICA codes for the airports that I used are 5 Romeo 4 and Kilo Juliet Kilo Alpha. I'm using the live weather update with Weather Force. This is the actual weather that's going on right now there. Alright, thank you for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. And we'll see you next time.